Hi guys, welcome to another episode of TWI where I tell market prices, the ups, the downs, and predicted ups and downs. Anyway, let's get into it. We have a new mayor that was announced. It's Marina. Um, it's already been announced for a little while. Um, yeah, basically Marina has like 50% almost, and the next highest is like 17 and 16. So it's definitely Marina. What does that mean? Well, right now rods have gone up since Marina was figured out to be the new mayor. So like rods with expertise. Let's give an example. Let's see if we can find any rares. Okay, 2 mil for a rod of champions. That's a bit high. Rod of legends for the cheapest expertise is 1.8 seems alright, actually. Because expertise costs a mil in Rod of Legends. So I could probably actually buy these and resell them for like 500k each. Okay, let's see what else we got. I might be wrong about the expertise price, but I'm pretty sure it's around there. So we got Rod of the Sea. 5.9. The lowest Rod of the Sea is 5. It's a little higher than average right now. It might go up closer to the event starting. Okay, what else would be affected? So I actually made a profit on some dolphins and some sharks, just because I kind of like figured this out a little bit ahead of time. I sold a few dolphins. Anyway, let's see. We got level 100 going for 40. That's really not that much less than it was before, or that much more than it was before. For a temporary amount of time, it kind of spiked up, partly due to me. Okay, we have Megalodon. Might be a little bit higher than it was before. On average, I would assume the high level ones, like the in-betweens, are getting bought up. Like 7.8 for 70 instead of like you won't see any 70s around the early points anymore. So they're getting bought up a little bit anyway. Okay, fair enough. What else? So let's look at the old items from this mayor. So griffins dropped drastically. Holy crap. They're at 34 now. I mean, I did predict them crashing once Diana hit, and they did. The lowest griffin before Diana hit was about like 54, and so they crashed like 20 mil. I would kind of expect it's nearing the low, but it hasn't hit it yet. Just because after the event ends, everybody's going to want to sell their griffins, so it's probably going to drop even more than it already has. Let's check out dwarf. I'm looking at something wrong. It's a rare item, isn't it? Okay. I don't know where it is though. There it is. Dwarf turtle shelmet. Okay, so 5.9. It actually seems like this is artificially inflated because it should have dropped during the event, and it didn't at all. It was 5.9 before the event started, so I kind of assume it won't go up because a lot of people are probably buying it and holding on to it, and so it's going to take a while to actually rise because this is artificial inflation. That's my assumption. Let's check out some dungeon gear. So, Shadow Assassin is a good indicator of the trend of dungeon gear, I'd assume. So we'll look at Mythic, just like base price Mythic, and maybe 5 stars. 6 mil seems a little higher than it was before. There were a few boots selling around 5, even as low as, yeah, the cheapest 5 star looks like 9 mil now. For a while it was 7, so it's definitely recovered quite a bit since the crash, since the dungeon event ended. Okay, so that's a good sign. So there's definitely upward trend going in at least assassin gear. Let me check out gold ore. Gold ore seems like it's slightly recovering too. That's kind of good. Yeah, you can actually find the wither helmets for 2.9, I think, so you can make a slight profit on crafting, which indicates that the market isn't saturated anymore, as saturated. It's not that much profit, so I wouldn't really recommend it, but just as a sign of upward trend, I would, yeah, say that there are some slight signs of upward trend. Okay, let's look at Maxer. It's probably the same case with Maxer too. 1935. Yeah, same case going on with Maxer. Let's look at Necron. That's still very low. Let's check out the 5 stars just to see where the 5 stars are at. So 16. It does seem like people are buying up any cheap 5 stars, so that's a good sign in that end. Yeah, the cheapest 5-star boots is almost 7 mil higher, so that's the indicator that it's going to slowly increase now. Okay. Let's check out Mythic 5-star. 23. Okay. I think that's a good indicator of a recovering economy a little bit. These were about 18 prior during the crash, so these were also 18 to 19, so now they're up to 23 and 24. The legs were about 25 for a 5-star during the crash, so let's see what a 5-star leg is going for. 29. So yeah, that's showing signs of recovery. The base price is still the same, but the others are showing signs of recovery, so that's a good sign. We can look at Livid Daggers, Flower of Truth. 7-1 doesn't really tell me much. Let's look at 5-star for Legendary. Yeah, it does seem like there's signs of recovery if there aren't any 5 stars in the 9 mil range or 8.5 mil range. That's a good sign. Okay, 9.5 for the cheapest 5-star. It's a slight sign of recovery, not very much of an indicator. And there's a 5-star going for 12.8. That's very cheap. The mythics don't look like they're recovering anytime soon, but I might be wrong. It might just take some time. It'll definitely take some more time, at least. Like, yeah, fuming. I'm gonna buy this just because that seems a little too cheap. Okay, so let's look at Flower of Truth. We might look at a couple pets. I noticed. Well, okay. Okay, so base price 8.4. I think they were showing signs of recovery, but they're kind of not anymore. Okay. Now we have to check out withered for. That's not terrible. It's not terrible. It looks like they're getting bought out a little bit. Yeah. Alright, let's see where the cheapest 5-star fuming is at. Yeah, it's a good sign if I don't see it in the 25 range. That was a 4-star fuming, so that doesn't... 29, okay, for withered with Soul Eater 3, that's still pretty cheap. Yeah, it still might take a little while for these to recover. Okay, let's look at... what else can we look at dungeon-wise? That was enough for dungeon stuff. Let's go to skins. Let's start with, I guess, minion skins. There's not really much to say about minion skins. They either list them or they don't. Penguins. There was a point where penguins were only 3.6, so these might be a little on the cheap side if you can get them under 1.2. You got killers. You got ladybugs. Well, I don't know why ladybugs are higher than killers. Maybe they're just preferred. Okay. And then, so let's go to uncommon. Jerry skins they do seem high. Sheep looks like their average price has gone up. I just think this is going to be nearing the average price. There's no way the black sheep skins can stay at 150, but I do think they're going to be higher than they were before. I'm just looking at these. Okay. Neon greens, yeah, they kind of went back down after they spiked up for a little bit. Somebody must have bought out a few, and then the price is recovering. Okay, I do think they might go a little bit lower before they start naturally inflating upwards. I'm not sure. Neon blues for 38. That's as it should be, because somebody artificially bought everything, some YouTuber, and artificially inflated the blue market, and that's why it didn't go up after it got bought out. Anyway, you just can't buy everything to hopefully artificially inflate the market. The rocks are slowly going back to the 40 range, as they should be, because 60 was too high, I think. I do think orange elephant skins might be a little high. At one point, orange was the cheapest. That's an interesting thing to think about. Cheapest blue elephant skin is 70. That's very interesting. I do think that's very high. Okay, so the zombie skeleton horses went back down to 3-4, which makes sense, I think. Snow globe seems about average. Yeti seems average. Maybe holy dragon's a little low right now. Others dragons are normal. I think that's the going rate now. Endermans have recovered from getting bought out, so now they're going back down to the original price. Wither skeletons are still way too high. Ender dragons for 7, or for 9, as predicted. They would drop, and they're probably still going to drop a little bit over the next couple days. Sorry to those people that were. These gold monkey skins actually do seem pretty cheap. I might get a couple more just to wait for inflation. Alright, yep, reds are 12. That does seem a little bit low for, I think people are just panicking so quickly that it'll just drop. But I do think like overall it will drop a bit more than it has. Just a bit. Just a bit. Okay, so let's go to mythics. The shimmer skins seem average, maybe a little on the low side of average. Spirit skins seem spirit skins seem average. They'll probably go up after they get bought out. Twilight tiger skins seem a little bit on the low side of average for the skin, not for the actual tiger though. Let's look at a couple pets. Okay. Still seems a bit low. It's following the trend of like dungeon gear, where it's on the low side. They were 19 prior to dungeons ending, and then they dropped to 17 or 16 after dungeons ended. Might be a good time to get a cheap blue whale if you're looking to get it on the cheaper side. Also, you can sometimes find cheap like pets with dwarf shelmet on it as an epic, or just in general with dwarf shelmet. Okay, these tiger plushies are so cheap now. I remember when they were like way higher than that, way higher. Anyway, tigers, I don't know. Not really. There's not really a point in looking at tigers, I don't think. Oh, I was looking at it for the skin, that's why. Okay, so let's go to page 3. So 60, 80. That's quite interesting. I don't think these can sell, but it is interesting. I guess that's pretty much all we have on the itinerary to look at for now. Yeah, those were the things influenced by. I would expect shark teeth to go down eventually throughout the event, but prior to the event, probably not, just because people will need the gear. I don't really follow the bazaar that much. Gold, this is a sign of, okay, so gold's probably going to drop a lot after Diana ends. I think it was 160, and then during Diana it went up as high as like 300, and then it slowly went down, and now it's 220. I don't really follow bazaar, but that was interesting to see. Alright, well, that's our analysis. That is Diana, that was Marina, that was some dungeon gear, some skins. I'll give a overall description in the comments, or in the description of the video, and what I think all this means, I guess. Basically, some dungeon gear is showing signs of recovery. Some fishing stuff is going up prior to the event, which makes sense. Some Diana stuff is low, but I do think it'll go lower. But it was definitely, it's definitely dropped quite a bit. And I guess that's about it. Thanks for watching. This was the episode of TWI. It was a little more in-depth than my normal episodes, just because I thought it might be nice for people to get a better understanding of what I'm looking at. And anyway, have a great day, and I'll catch you guys in another episode. Yeah, David U Gaming, YouTube, Dave Plays Guitar, Twitch. Alright.